Hello guys, welcome back to the Namika Show. And by the way, that should have been the name of the channel from the beginning. Anyways, we're here for another SpongeBob ranking. Now this is the script for the season 6 to 8 ranking video, and we're gonna rank every single season 9 episode and the movies of SpongeBob ranked from worst to best. And out of all of them, there's 23 season 9 episodes plus the 3 movies combined. Yeah. And let's find out what's the worst and what's the best. Coming in last place, you have Little Yellow Book. What a crappy episode this was. I mean, this is just another bad episode of Squidward. I mean, this is probably his worst role in the series yet. Yeah, sure, he's experienced a lot of bad stuff without the whole series, but not like this. He's becoming a very bad person in this one. Before, we used to sympathize with him. Now we don't really sympathize with him. And it's not really that funny when the Bikini Bottom might throw stuff at Squidward. And Patrick here, yeah, I don't like him here because he's just making fun of his best friend, and he pretty much blames Squidward for everything. Yeah. And not so many funny gags. He's just kind of a boring mess. He's just kind of very bloated, and one of the worst SpongeBob episodes of the entire show. That's why it's number 22. Number 22, we have Spongebob You're Fired, which is one of the worst specials. Definitely my least favorite special of the show. But it's not the worst episode. I've certainly slipped through a lot of worst ones, like Stuck in the Ring or A Pal for Gary. But this one at least has a few decent stuff and a few scenes I actually do kind of like. But overall, it should have been 11 minutes. Never should have been a special. It's like, what if waiting wasn't 11? Was a 22-minute special? And here's your prize: SpongeBob You're Fired. Ding you. Number 21 is Squid Baby. Squid Baby is another bad episode of the show. It's not really that bad. I mean, I slipped through a lot of bad episodes than this one, but man, it's just kind of a bad rehash of Rockabye by Val, and to an extent, they actually reference Rockabye by Val with the whole coconut show on TV. Yeah, not Coconut Fred, guys. Anyways, yeah, Squid Baby, another bad episode, and also the ending where Squidward's stinky diaper. Oh my gosh, yuck. Bring us to the top 20. Okay, 20 onwards are okay to good episodes, yeah. I actually kind of slipped through Squid Defense, actually. Oh, by the way, number 20 is Squid Defense. I already said it. Squid Defense is actually a middle-of-the-road karate episode. Definitely probably my least favorite karate episode of the show. There's a lot of karate episodes of the show, and this is probably my least favorite one. We got so many great episodes like Karate Choppers, and we got other ones like The Wave, the Sponge, yes, or like that. But yeah, Squid Defense is just kind of boring. Nothing too much actually happens. I think it would have been better if they went with Pie Guy's idea. If you don't know what Pie Guy is, you gotta watch his channel. He made in a season 9 video, he made a review of Squid Defense, and he actually had a better idea for what this episode was. The whole karate crab thing, yeah. If you don't know what I mean, watch this video. I'll link his channel in the description down below, but yeah. And number 2, that's actually his most viewed video, so you can check out most viewed videos, whatever, by guy, yeah. Anyways, yeah, Squid Defense, oh, pretty much okay. Probably the worst one to print. Probably the worst karate episode, yeah. 19, this is actually originally a bad episode, but then I rewatched this one, and I don't think it's too bad, actually. Gary's New Toy, and I kind of said through this one. This is actually kind of a rewatchable episode. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad, but it's just kind of a wish-washy type mess, whatever. It has some decent stuff like the whole second half with the ball, and nothing too much to say. Just a little like mishi-mashi. Yeah. And by the way, SpongeBob believes Gary, which is a role reversal of what happened in Have You Seen a Snail and Dumped. Yeah. Anyways, by the way, who else thinks it's gross if Patrick actually ate worm food? I mean, yeah, sure, he ate some samples there in 3 samples, but come on, Patrick, that's disgusting, man. 18, Kenny the Cat. This one was actually, this is actually one of those episodes I don't know where to place it, because there's been a lot of meh episodes, there's been a lot of good episodes, and I don't know where to place it, so I just put it number 18, that's it. And that's probably where I put it for right now, because Kenny the Cat is very middle. I kind of like it, I kind of think it's okay. And yeah, it's just kind of a mishwash type mess. It's definitely like Gary's New Toy in terms of quality. I don't think it's as meh as Gary's New Toy or Squid Defense, but I just don't think it's the best episode of season 9, and certainly one of my least favorite ones. But I think I'm Your Biggest Fanatic, the other episode involving like celebrities, whatever. I think that's been done better. In terms of better character, Kenny and Kevin, I definitely prefer Kenny because he's much more less mean. Because Kevin is a big jerk. I don't like Kevin. I mean, a lot of people like Kevin, but I don't like Kevin. Sorry, that's my opinion. Let's move on. Number 17, we have Seance Schmeance. What a weird last title. Seance Schmeance is another okay middle of the road episode. I sort of like it and sort of don't like it. I don't think it's the best ghost episode of the show. Definitely one of the more least good ghost episodes. I do enjoy some of the ghost aspects, like the whole finding the recipe for Old Man Jenkins type thing at SpongeBob. That's pretty cool. And the whole ghost battle at the end was kind of nice, but yeah, there's some middle stuff. And the jokes here, not too much funny, and yeah, I kind of... And this one of those episodes, just like Kenny the Cat, I don't know where it plays it, so I just put number 17. That's it. Sorry if you love this episode, but that's where it's gonna be placed for right now. 16, we have Squirrel Record. I reviewed this episode in the past, so you can check out that review, but yeah. Squirrel Record is okay. It's a bit like Extreme Spots, which will be a little higher on the list, but yeah. Squirrel Record, yeah, definitely a step down from the sister episode, Extreme Spots. That one had more energy. This one just kind of feels, I don't know, pre-hibernation type thing. Pre-hibernation week type episode. And ironically, both episodes are very similar to pre-hibernation week, with one starring Patrick and one starring Sandy. Yeah. But unlike some other episodes like Grandma's Secret Recipe, I don't think it's that bad. It's not really bad actually. It's just kind of enjoyable, but not really enjoyable. That's all I can say about Squirrel Record. And sorry if I don't have too much to say about these episodes, because Season 9A has a lot of episodes where I'm just kind of mishwashy and where to place the episodes. Yeah. If you're mad about the episode numbers, don't be too mad. I mean, this is my opinion, and I respect your opinion, yeah. Let's move on. Number 15, we have Evil Spatula, another okay episode with Plankton. Plankton's episodes so far in Season 9 have been pretty good, actually. Yeah, but this one is probably one of the weaker material in terms of Plankton. But this one has probably one of his better plans, actually. Yeah, sure, his plan is kind of long, but how he executed is actually pretty good. He was almost so close to stealing the formula, but SpongeBob SpongeBob actually says his Plankton's name while trying to tell Mr. Krabs about the spatula, and then Mr. Krabs is like, "No, SpongeBob, no, just read him this recipe," like that. Yeah. So technically, he almost won, but then SpongeBob had to, undo everything. Yeah. But yeah, still pretty enjoyable, but not one that I'd actually give tons of rewatches. But if it's on TV, I have no problem with rewatching it. 14, Bumper to Bumper. This one, okay, 14 onwards are actually kind of good episodes, yeah. And Bumper to Bumper is actually kind of a decent boating episode. I mean, a lot of Mrs. Puff's episodes are very similar to one of them. Like, seriously, some episodes are just so similar. Like, you might confuse one over the other, like Teacher's Pets or Summer Job, whatever, yeah. But Bumper to Bumper is actually kind of a good idea for an episode where Mrs. Puff takes SpongeBob on a abandoned road for him to drive, because she finds out, seriously, that all 9 seasons of the show, that SpongeBob is actually scared of the boating range. Why did Mrs. Puff fix that? I mean, seriously, that is not a proper way to do boating. Yeah, you should just drive her students around a normal road, not on a dangerous road. I mean, what we saw in Mrs. Puff You're Fired, we see even fires, whatever. Yeah, what was Mrs. Puff thinking with her obstacles and stuff? But yes, SpongeBob almost got his license till over hypnotized. Yeah. But yeah, overall, pretty good, enjoyable Mrs. Puff episode. Definitely much better than Demolition Doofus, which we will not talk about in this ranking because that was in Season 8. 13, we have License to Milkshake. good enough episode. This is actually one of those episodes that at first I was gonna put it higher, but then I realized, you know, I'll just put it lower down because I've watched many season 9A episodes and more enjoyable than this one because season 9A has a lot of episodes. Okay, I keep repeating myself, sorry guys, but yeah. License to Milkshake, pretty good episode. Really like the backstory of Captain Fusty Mug and the whole plot of SpongeBob trying to get a milkshake license is very similar to all the boating episodes. Yeah. I mean, even SpongeBob at the end pretty much is like, I wish the boating licenses are easiest to obtain like the milkshake licenses. Yeah. I mean, if that's true, then I guess making a milkshake is much better than doing boating. Yeah. Anyways, License to Milkshake, pretty good, but I don't think it's one of the highlights of season 9A. Number 12, Extreme Spots. Extreme Spots. Like that British guy. Anyways, Extreme Spots is another good episode of SpongeBob season 9A. A good start after the darkest era of SpongeBob. We're finally getting to the HD round, and it has some really good animations and like how the camera looks and all the explosions and stuff and how the characters look. Very awesome. Oh, a few things are missing. There's like some jokes are pretty bad, and some parts of the episode just kind of feel like we're reaching pre-hibernation week. Yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Anyways, sorry for the bad accent, guys. And then just trying to do what the British guy is. You're that British guy from that episode. I'm just trying to pretend what he said. Yeah. And by the way, if you want more of my thoughts in this episode, you can watch my review back there. Yeah. Back on my channel. Anyways, 11. Now, this is another controversial opinion, and I don't know if people would actually get mad or whatever, but it is, don't hate me guys, but Sponge on the Run. Yeah. Sorry if you love this movie, and it's kind of not in the top 10, yeah. There's one movie in this franchise that's not even in the top 10. Pretty shocking. Sponge on the Run, enjoyable movie, has some fun in it, but it's still retreading a lot of the first movie. I mean, some shots are very similar to the first movie, like SpongeBob being like drunk. Very similar to the Goofy Gooper scene in the first movie. Yeah, and some shots very similar to the first movie. If you want to know which are, you can just check out you can rewatch both movies back to back, yeah. And Sponge on the Run is really basic. I mean, their original ideas, if you want to know their original ideas, you can watch Phantom Strider's video. Yeah, he made a video about top 10 deleted scenes of SpongeBob. I highly recommend that video, but yeah, those ideas that were originally for Sponge on the Run were doing so much better than this one. It's just so basic, guys. The third movie in the franchise, it should have been the epic and conclusion to the SpongeBob movies. But it just feels like a basic opening to the movies. Like, it doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like the beginning of the franchise. And also, by the way, Plankton steals the formula in the middle of the movie, yet we never even see Krabs steal the formula back. Like, the writers forget that Plankton actually stole the formula in the middle and forgot that to actually return it back to the Krusty Krab because, you know, you gotta have more episodes. If Plankton stealing the formula, we have to repeat the whole storyline before the movie. The first movie, yeah. Did you know the first movie is actually a prequel? Because a lot of people don't. If you don't know that fact, I'll just repeat. I was repeating it back to you, but yeah. Sponge on the Run, good movie, but not certainly the best movie in the franchise. Worst of the trilogy, yeah. Whatever you watch it, yeah, but certainly not as good as the two other movies. And quite frankly, I think this is actually worse than the Ladas movie. Yeah, a lot of people really don't like the Ladas movie, but for me, I prefer the Ladas movie over this movie. And also, even Jurassic Park 3, that's surprising. Bringing us to the top 10, we have Yeti Crabs. This is another episode that a lot of people think it's okay, but for me, I was pretty entertained. I don't think it's a great episode, it's certainly not, but I was entertained, really enjoyable, and a lot of the aspects that are very similar to Graveyard Shift are in here, but still enjoyable. It's like, what if Graveyard Shift took place in the middle of the daytime, and what if the creature was actually real? Yeah. The whole story of the Yeti Crab isn't as awesome as when Squirrel told the story about the Hashling Slasher, but it's an enjoyable episode that has some really good fun to it. And maybe me trying to tell you the story right now, maybe try to rewatch it again. And by the way, there's some references to episodes like Can You Spare a Dime and The Gift of Gum. If you don't know those references, you can just rewatch the episode again. Number 9, I meant. Don't Look Now! This is the newest episode I reviewed in the channel, and if you want to know more of my thoughts, you can check out that review over there. Yeah. Don't Look Now is a good slasher, I Know What You Did Last Summer type episode where Spongebob and Patrick are watching at the movies, get scared, go home, is frightened by the fisherman. Yeah, that was. I don't know. I Know What You Did Last Summer. If you watch those movies, I guess you pretty much like this episode. And he's not chasing SpongeBob and Patrick. It turns out, oh no, it's actually Squidward, not the fisherman. Why do I keep saying Hashling Slasher? Do I confuse this episode over Graveyard Shift? Oh man, speaking of confusing over episodes, this episode is very similar to Graveyard Shift, where a character is being scared by a monster, or say, a creature, whatever, in their home or a restaurant. Yeah. Certainly not as rehashed like Yeti Crabs, but yeah, very similar to Graveyard Shift, IMO. But yeah, very entertaining, really good episode. Big problem, has a lot of screaming, but doesn't really get me mad as much as a bunch of other episodes in the show. Yeah, not the best episode in terms of horror, but definitely one of the, at least better than Sandwich Fans. That's all for sure. Number 8, Jailbreak. Jailbreak is a pretty good episode. The idea of Plankton breaking out of jail with a bunch of inmates is awesome. Really love the idea. And the whole conclusion where they're at the Krusty Krab trying to steal the formula, really awesome. And I really like the parts where he interacts with the inmates. That's a lot of fun. Number 7. Sponge Out of Water. Now, a lot of people love this movie. Some people, like Pie Guy Rules, prefer it to the first movie. But for me, I think it's actually in the middle of the third movie and the first movie. This actually has probably my favorite premise of all the movies, but still in terms of execution, it's actually kind of worse than the first movie. Before, I was kind of wish-washy on the second and the first movie, which is better between both of them. But then I picked the first movie over Sponge Out of Water. Sponge Out of Water has better usage of the characters, but does it make it a better film? No. And some parts like the whole seagulls is kind of annoying, and what's Burger Beard's motivation for trying to steal the formula? I don't get it actually. And yeah, there's some other problems, but I might make a review of it in the future. I might maybe sooner, but yeah. Let's move on. Number 6. Eat an Urchin! Eat an Urchin is a fun episode, definitely a really good version of Fungus Among Us. Fungus Among Us was a pretty bad episode, but this one improves a lot of them. In terms of how it's executed, the jokes, the plot structure, it's awesome. Yeah. Number 5. We're getting to the top 5, people. Getting to the best of the best. Best of the best. Number 5. Here's the first special of Season 9. It came from Goo Lagoon. Maybe you know what? I should have covered this in my Halloween episode reviews, but yeah. It came from Goo Lagoon. It's a pretty good special. It's a really good sci-fi return to the show. We had pretty good episodes like Planet the Jellyfish and Walk Attack. But this one, yeah, we're back to the bait. We're back with the sci-fi route, but it's a special, which means there's more story, there's more build-up to the story, and yeah. The build-up is easily one of the best parts of the special, and the whole parts where the goo bubble attacks the town with Plankton controlling it, awesome. And by the way, what was Sandy so afraid about? The goo bubbles never did anything to anyone. Patrick eats the goo bubble and doesn't really do anything to him. He never dies. Okay, that's been too dark for a kid's show, but yeah, what was Sandy so worried about? The whole thing would just happen just because of Plankton. Like, what's the disease and wrong thing about this bubble? Yeah. We never really actually get it. That's probably the worst part of this entire special. Some of the jokes are also kind of flat at times, but yeah. Overall, this is a pretty fun special with only one big plot hole though. What's that plot hole? I explained it. You can rewind that part again. Number 4, Safe Deposit Crabs. You find Mr. Krabs' episode where he's at the bank, trapped there. SpongeBob tries to take him out with Patrick. And the parts where he and Patrick try to break him out of jail is actually the best part of the entire episode. The parts with Mr. Krabs, I kind of had the least interest because it's just him thinking that he's in a lost island with a monster and stuff like that. And nothing too much interesting as much as SpongeBob and Patrick getting him out of jail. That's a little bit better. Just like what happened with doing doing time, I meant, yeah. I wish it was more like doing time instead of just meandering with Mr. Krabs, alone in the desert, whatever. Just like half the episode, but yeah. So, awesome episode. Top 3, guys. I think it's top 3. Number 3, we got Patrick Man. Yeah, a great conclusion to the Merman Barnacle episodes. And this is actually Ernest Borgnine and Tim Conway's last appearance and their last voice time in the SpongeBob SquarePants show. Yeah, since both actors have recently passed away. Rest in peace, both of you. But yeah, a Patrick Man, pretty good episode. I really like the idea of Patrick becoming a Superman, and yeah, sure, it's retreading a lot of the same aspects from previous episodes like shuffleboarding and hall monitor, but it's actually done better than those 2 episodes, and it's actually a better improvement over the last one. Super Evil Quiet Villain Team Up is Go. Yeah, what a long title that was, but yeah. Patrick Man, awesome episode. Yeah, one of the best ones in season 9A. If you're looking for a good Patrick episode for season 9A, watch Patrick Man. It's awesome. Number 2, Plankton's Pet. A good opening to the Spot episodes, and we'll have to see more adventures with him in the future, with him giving birth, him trying to stop SpongeBob and Squidward from stealing the formula, and him and Gary being best friends, which doesn't really make sense timeline-wise because we never even saw them interacting, but yeah. Yeah, Plankton's Pet, really good first episode. Originally, I thought the sequel was better than the original, but then I watched both Spot Returns and this one, and I thought Plankton's Pet was easily better than Spot Returns. And for some reason, Spot Returns, Spot never appeared throughout most of the episode. He was just there in the first half and just kind of disappeared in the second half. Pretty weird what happened to that episode, but yeah. Overall, Plankton's Pet is a good episode. Despite it's being simple, it's pretty fun. Number 1 is the Spongebob Movie. Number 1. Of course, guys, why wouldn't the movie be number 1? Yeah. The Spongebob Movie is excellent. A perfect 10 out of 10 type movie. Yeah. But despite this awesome movie, it has some very bad stuff. Like, where did SpongeBob get the guitar to use to fight Plankton at the end? Like, we never even saw him get the guitar early in the movie. Also, the usage of the characters are pretty bad. SpongeBob and Patrick are the only ones who did anything in the movie. Yeah, sure, Plankton did something, but yeah. But the main 2 leads did the most stuff in the movie. Mr. Krabs is frozen. King Neptune is in the background. Sandy only has 2 lines. Pearl only has 1 line. Larry only gets 1 cameo. Karen only gets a few lines. Mrs. Puff only gets 2 lines in the entire episode. Gary appears a couple parts, and Merman and Barnacle Boy don't even appear at all, except for a picture. Yeah. How they use the side characters, awful. Didn't like it. But overall, the SpongeBob movie is a very fun movie that you should watch with your kids every day. I mean, not every day, but every time when you're not busy. Yeah. Anyways, what do you guys think of my ranking on every season 9 episode, season 9A episode, and the SpongeBob movies? Yeah. How's my ranking? Were they good? Were they bad? And comment down below and tell me what you think. Anyways, bye guys. And don't forget to post down your ranking down below if YouTube actually turns them on. Bye.